Hey everybody, Adam Savage here in my cave, and obviously I'm about to talk about some Ghostbusters stuff. A few weeks ago on Tested, I did an unboxing and a discussion about this beautiful Hasbro released Neutrona one from Ghostbusters, and I said, looking at some of the details, holy cow, the team that put this together is a team of super nerds, and I want to meet them, and ladies and gentlemen, I am meeting them now. This is John Warden, design director at Hasbro. Hello, sir!
Hey Adam, nice to meet you. Thanks for having us here.
I'm so excited that I said that, and now you guys are here.
Oh, it is so cool to be here. Thank you, man.
Thank you. This is the prototype of the Proton, the 1-to-1 scale Proton Pack that you guys are going to release.
Oh yeah, it's exciting. You know, this is part of really a passion project. It's been happening over a full year. We were able to partner with Sony Consumer Products and Ben Eady and borrow the prop. And when we borrowed it, we were able to scan it, but it was not a normal scan. Because as you know, like when you scan something, you have to paint it, and it's a whole process, right?
Yeah.
This thing, we weren't able to paint it, so we had to use like a white light scanner and get over 350 individual scans at different angles.
No way.
And then knit them all together to create just the basic CAD files that we would need to start to RP this thing. So that was just the beginning, you know? And that was almost a year ago. So it's incredible to be able to talk to you right now.
Well, and obviously for mass market, for releasing this for the mass market, you have to make some compromises. But and oftentimes in toys and toy releases, those compromises are like big things get molded all at one piece. But you guys don't seem to have done a ton of that here. You've still made it seemingly as difficult as I can imagine.
Well, I think part of this speaks a lot to the passion of the design team that worked on this. You know, Bill, who's one of our awesome designers back at Hasbro, he really set forth with a couple of big missions on this thing. He wanted to make sure that it was able to be fun to tinker with, number one. That it had lots of cool...
You mean, sorry, just to interrupt, fun to tinker with for the fans that bought it?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Yeah, because
Okay,
I mean, it wouldn't be a good Proton Pack if you couldn't check out and play with it. Like there's all sorts of things, finger food here that is playable, like electronic features that work, lots of Easter eggs to play with, lots of hidden compartments and things like that that allow a fan to really get immersed. And then the electronic features, our electronic engineer, Zach, was able to build in with the design team, all of these incredible features that really bring out like the life of the pack, not just for the Afterlife film, but also for the 1984 film.
So I think it's entirely plausible that people will buy this, strip off the Afterlife stuff, and make whatever pack they want from whatever movie they want to make it from.
Honestly, I think that's the magic of our Ghostbusters fandom. You know, I saw your segment with the incredible custom ion arm.
Oh yeah.
You did like a unique
the
ion
antenna,
arm.
yes.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes fandom great. You know, it's one thing to dress up like Venkman, but like when you're dressing up as Adam Savage with the Proton Pack, you want to do it your way. And I think we wanted to give fans the tools to do that.
I think Ghostbusters as a franchise has always had that as part of its ethos, as like, these guys figured it out. You're going to cosplay as them, you're figuring it out. There are some little things that you have nailed, which I find super enjoyable, like the little welded tab that goes between the ion arm and what that's called, I can't remember right now, but that welded piece, which is only on some of the packs, and it's a different welded piece on a bunch of them, but that is very much the Spengler scrap piece of weld.
That's exactly right. You know, and it's not just the welds, but it's also how beat up it is. You know, it's not, you know, we took scans of it, but we were also able to take a bunch of photos. You know, you were also able to take the photos, and some of the weathering you can only see at funny angles.
Yep.
Some of these details didn't scan 100% right. And then some of these things had to be completely replicated because they just weren't mass manufacturable, like some of these wires and things like that. Because of the fact that we're going to have to rebuild them in PVC, they had to be adjusted slightly. So there's a measure of customizability to this thing that even just happened along the design process. And this, even now, is a prototype. You know, there's details on this that are continuing to slightly evolve and change.
Oh, no way. You've molded the wires sticking out of the loom as part of the loom.
Yeah, because that's part of the personality of this thing. It's great, you know, and when you look at this thing, there's lots of little hidden features throughout, and if you want, I could walk you through some of them.
I would love, please walk me through some of the hidden features.
So first of all, we wanted to make elements of this that were tactile to the touch be made out of real metal. So as you look here, like the famous clippered valve.
And I noticed this on here. I didn't notice it until I literally like, oh my gosh, these knobs are actually aluminum. My hat is off to you for absolutely using real aluminum. You've done this on the clippers.
So the team engineer on this actually bought a real clippered valve. And we're able to replicate. This is cold to the touch.
Yeah.
And as you look at this thing, a lot of these elements are able to be removed with a Phillips head screwdriver.
Well, so this is the biggest difference in the Phoebe pack specifically, which this is the addition of a lot of these wires around where the clippered valve goes. You've made those all removable?
Well, they are a separate piece.
Okay, there I see. Right. Okay.
Yeah, this is the Afterlife pack, but you know, it is a separate piece for sure. You see, they're all like flexible in PVC. So the shock mount here actually has a metal element on the inside. And this is because it has to sort of hold in place the cyclotron. There's electronics in this thing that I'll show you in a minute.
Oh, no way.
That actually, there's power transference that goes from the main body, the motherboard, up into the top part of the cyclotron that activates all the lights. But then you've got, you know, the metal clipper valve, metal ion arm, as you can see here.
Yep.
You've got metal switches throughout. So there's metal switches on the inside of this thing that I'll show you in a minute. And then most notably, you've got the connection point that allows
for the yes, the what do you call it? The Dixie cup. The Dixie cup holder.
That's right, famously.
Yeah.
I think, you know, and it connects right to your Spangler's Neutrino one. So we can get into the features here. So if it's powered off of D-cell
I'm sorry,
batteries.
I'm just going to interrupt you right now because I see you've included the switch.
That's right.
The switch.
That's right.
Okay, like this is, we've been talking about this a little bit. The switch here is like one of the big changes, and it's like, I love that Jason worked so hard to put this switch here. The switch that you can see them activate in Ghostbusters, it's finally there and you guys put it in. Sorry.
It's great. And I saw, you know, the red lacquer paint and everything. It's just had that tactile feel.
Yeah.
We wanted to try to capture that feeling.
Oh, it turned on. Okay, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Go ahead. Fire it up. So, look at it, lights are going.
Cyclotron, wow.
Cyclotron is cycling.
Ooh, I really like what you've done there. That's interesting.
So the lights are moving. There's actually a vibration motor in there.
Yeah.
And there's some elements in here that are actually built on the inside of the pack too. So we can walk through some of that.
Oh, by all means, yeah. Should I turn it back off or do we?
Yeah, you can turn it off because it is, you know, it's a pretend particle accelerator. So we don't want to like.
Sure, you want to do? Yeah, absolutely.
So let me walk through how this thing goes. So first off, this little element can be removed.
Okay.
And it unplugs. And push that to the side. This, so when you remove this is a prototype material.
Yeah.
But you'll hear the containment unit sound from the.
Oh, really?
Like a wah, wah,
wow.
Like a problem. So when you open it, it's like wah, wah.
Oh.
It'll eventually time out.
That's great.
So you're able to, let's see, remove this guy off the side.
All right.
Unscrew the shock mount. And we'll put that guy there. I wanted to roll off the table. And then these guys slide straight out. This thing removes.
No! I'm sorry. I just got really excited. I had no idea you were doing the actual interior of the Phoebe pack as well.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah, it was really important to us because that moment with Phoebe where she's playing with the CRT emitters here, they're each one of these is accessible with the Phillips head screwdriver. So this is what we're talking about with you know, the finger food and the tinkering, just to let people play with it.
Oh my gosh.
So as you can see, this is just a prototype. So these we're still working on how these switches are going to actually work. But there's actually you know, there's a switch that as you connect this thing that you've got the LED panels here, they're going to be powered from the pack. But once you get inside the pack, you're able to remove the cyclotron. So you unscrew this piece.
Oh, I'm so psyched.
And you're able to remove this little barrel element of the cyclotron.
And wow.
And then if you look
that.
inside, there's all the detail that we're able to scan. The heat sinks coming along the side and things like that.
A fly just landed on it.
The fly was compelled to jump into it, apparently.
Oh man, that is so incredible.
And you peer in there, there's 2 sets of switches, right? Do you see them?
Oh yeah, I do.
Okay, so the one on the bottom shuts off the vibration motor. So if the vibration's getting
I see. Okay.
too vibrating.
Oh, so this is all part of the configurability that we will have when we have one of these.
Yeah, that speaks to the tinkering nature that Bill wanted to put in this pack, which is really fun. And then the top switch, this is really cool. The top switch switches to a sound and light sets that are from either the Afterlife movie or the 1984 original Ghostbusters film.
Oh, that's great.
So they're 2 different, like depending on how you want your pack to be, it's set up 2 different ways. So we can put the cyclotron back together. I'll let you do the honors.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is great.
It's just fun to play with, you know. Let's see. We'll put this guy back on.
Yeah. This looks so gorgeous.
Thanks. It's so much fun. It's the everyone at Hasbro that's touched this thing, from our team in Rhode Island to the designers in Hong Kong to our production team. Everybody is just in love with it, and we have all contributed in a way that just has made this thing incredible and fun to play with. The hands-on experience of this thing is really, really important, and being able to meet with Sony Consumer Products and Ghost Core and those guys too, just to make sure we get all these things right. They've been great partners all the way.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear. And so that thing,
this guy
that
slides
sits
and it's
on
like
top of. Oh, okay, that goes into a couple
tongue
of
and grooves little situations there.
Yeah.
And then
this guy's. So you've got it skating into the top of that little tightening nut.
Yeah.
That is a tricky little maneuver. Nice.
Yeah. Kind of keep it just about tricky.
Yeah,
so as you venture around the pack, the crank generator, as you famously put in like an actual generator into your pack, which
why not?
Completely dope. I love it. This is the volume knob.
That's a total cosplayer thing
because it's the right place to put it.
You can actually get to it.
The speaker, you can see the speaker holes are right here.
Oh, I see. Nice.
So if you're cosplaying or walking around with this backpack on,
you're hearing
the Proton Pack. You can hear the sounds. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, a lot of people have it coming out of here, and it's like burying into our clothes.
Yeah, and as we move around, the pack, you'll see. Oh, there's where the where the hose connects. Well,
okay,
I'll get to that in a minute. This is
right.
really exciting. But as we move around here, well, let's reattach this guy.
Oh, it's upside down.
It's upside down, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you see that just sort of moves these.
Oh, I see. So it's okay. Great.
You saw the power switch already.
You said there's a vestigial switch?
There's a vestigial switch right there. So this one is from the actual prop, as you know, but it's a real switch.
On the real prop, I believe that is the place they accidentally put the switch before Jason insisted on it going here. That's my understanding from the set. I could be wrong. There's probably 4 different versions of that story, but I love that you've made it. And what does that switch do?
Well, it does nothing, and that's the beauty of it, is that if
Oh, you're leaving an actual switch here with no function so that I could add a function I want?
It is a switch that is open. So if you felt like it, you could put something in there if you felt like it.
That feels like a hug, frankly.
We really care about the cosplaying community and all of our Ghostbusters fans out there, because we know that being able to do things their way is a big part of what they do. Speaking to that, the odd sort of features we built in, the engineer noticed that there was an empty space inside of the pack right here.
And on the side of where the blue chaser is.
So as you push in on that, there's like a little knob. Yeah. You can actually lower that down.
Oh,
this is actually filled with some prototype material right now. But the final pack, there's actually space in there that you could put. You wanted to put a mini puff in there. You could. You could actually fit up to 2 mini puffs and a bunch of heads in there, if you wanted. Or other snacks if you're walking around the convention.
Oh, I love that. Sandwich. You could put a sandwich in there.
You could. What would you put in there, though? What would you, in your mind's eye, put in this place?
That's a really good. I mean, the first thing Partly, like the next pack I'm building, I'm going to have incandescent bulbs instead of LEDs, simply because I want to go to the old school of what it looked like.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not even sure they were incandescents, but like it still goes back to that like Canal Street electronics like kits that I was putting together in the 80s.
Yeah, yeah, I love it. They have a different glow.
Yeah, they really do, and they land a little differently. But I love secret functionality. I do want to point out one thing to you guys, which is, and I know that I know that for tooling you always want a draft. And what's great about the pack is it was designed, like everyone can see, like that this part back here has a natural draft to it.
Yeah.
And you guys have actually removed the draft on this one. And I'm just letting you know, you could actually put it back in because if it makes it easier for you, because there is a decided angle. And I don't think there is a single Ghostbusters pack in which this doesn't actually depress in the middle from the casting. Like almost every single one.
It wants to do that in the
they
casting.
All,
it's so true.
This is, having built a mold and cast a pack, it is a nightmare of a casting job.
Yeah.
Like from resin and fiberglass. You got to make a multi-part silicone mold, and otherwise it's tearing itself chunks every time you get a casting out of it.
So even in production and in this prototype stage, this thing was built of many, many pieces just to get all of those different angles and elements that, to make this thing is close to being a one-to-one replica. We wanted to try to capture as much of the detail as possible.
Amazing.
So Adam, one of the things people have been asking about are the pack straps.
Yes.
So the straps on this thing, it's wearable right out of the box, which is really cool. The straps are padded. They're really,
they look pretty darn good, but it doesn't have an Alice frame.
It doesn't have the Alice frame.
So are you going to include the functionality to swap that if I wanted to?
Yeah, that's actually what we're in the process of doing. Some of the elements that some fans online have noticed, those points actually they're in the process of changing slightly. But I'm here to say that the pack will actually be compatible with the Alice System LC1 field pack frame, and it's going to come with all of the special attachment hardware that you need.
Amazing.
Every pack.
Oh!
We're going to include it, just like fans may remember. I have it here somewhere. Oh, here it is. Fans may remember this little extra switch.
Yes.
So it's the same name. It's like the same thing. We're thinking about fans and like how. So what's really cool about this pack too is that you don't really need this thing anymore. So this thing can go into your bin of cool scrap parts.
But this is the extra clip for the battery pack, and you can put this in and use this for your wire loom to go to your pack. But you've got a custom wire loom.
We've got a custom wire loom, and this thing is really special, and you'll see that it's a prototype. The loom material here is not final production. This is prototype. The final production will be a blow molded material that
this is the actual stuff.
This is the real stuff. So you'll see some electrical tape on here and stuff. What we're gonna do is try to make this thing as flexible as possible. And the way to do that is by using blow molded PVC materials. This element is going to have, an interior of
that's
ABS.
The gas mask hose, right?
Right. So this is accurate to the. So this thing is actually, it's going to be a PVC sleeve, and so inside of here there's an ABS core.
So this will plug into here, and the wiring carries through. It's going to have connect.
Let me see if I can do it from
connectivity. Oh, you want me to spin this around?
Yeah. So I think there we go. I think I got this. Oh, thank you with the light. See, I got to make sure the little smile face matches up exactly right. All right, so that attaches, threads on.
All right. So then I'm assuming I pull this out and take the battery pack out.
Exactly right. So what you're able to do now is swap this guy in, give it a little whirl. Again, prototypes.
Yep,
And at this point, go ahead and flip that guy on.
Come on. Oh!
Fired up and ready to go.
Oh, no way. Oh, that's great.
So you saw there's no bat, so it's all the power that's in the pack is now powering up your
Oh
neutron
my
wand, which is great,
God.
right?
Yeah.
One less thing of batteries to worry about.
This is
Cleans
the
it up.
functionality I always wanted to put into my own pack.
It's great. You still have all of the vibration that you like, but you also have vibration on your back from the cyclotron. Yeah, give it a whirl.
Amazing. Oh. That blew my mind that you guys actually nailed that. It's just incredible. Now I want to overheat it and see what it does. Wait, I don't think I've still overheated it yet. I don't know what those are, blasts of something?
Oh, those are actually from the video game, the light patterns and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, you can see it wiggling around on there.
Oh yeah, no, it's really vibrating.
It's really shimmying around.
Dude, how much fun is that?
Yeah, this thing's a lot of fun. And when you finally get to play with it and see it in your hands and get a chance to kind of like make it yours, I think it just gets more fun the more you play with it. And the weathering on this thing is pretty incredible too. Obviously, you know, your level of weathering is
Look, I totally understand it. Every time, like, I remember from toy stuff, like every single time paint is on a thing, it is like a direct cost to you, whether it's a penny or a nickel or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So it's all about trying to balance both the cost aspect and making sure you get enough paint. One of the things I'm looking forward to doing here on Tested is a quick and dirty acrylic paint up of this, just to add a little rust to tie it together. But it needs precious little, frankly. I love how much you guys have added in that beaten up aspect.
Well, you know, as a customizer myself, I love to get in there with, you know, do dry brushes and things like that. And I was actually really impressed with the way you did your rust technique on your pack with the powder and things like that. So when it comes to the production model and the prototype, what we did was we looked at the molded color of this thing. We've got the molded base. This thing's actually a metallic black, molded black color. So there's a subtle metallic flake to it.
Nice.
And then all of the lighter surfaces that you see, whether it's like some of these labels, the foil decals, I should say, or the wire, which will actually be like a computer wire, sourced computer wire. We used a dark brown or a black wash on those. And then for the high surfaces, we did like a dry brush. So they're able to get in there and do all the dry brush. And then there's weathering on the inside of the cyclotron as well.
And the amount of textural stuff you've done, where the texture of the cyclotron is really quite specific in the films. It's got that very, like a piece of cast iron almost. Flavor to it. You've really nailed that.
Yeah, and it's not just the weathering is just done randomly. It's like it's very specific. So you can see here the hash marks. That's actually a dent that we see in the film that he was able to replicate and then put like something banged into it and scuffed. You know, at some point it was flopping around the shop for 30 years and that something fell on it right there. I think that's kind of what we wanted to capture. So it didn't feel random. And we know fans are going to be taking this thing and making it theirs. But we wanted this to be a fun experience right out of the box.
Wow. Okay, I have one thing to tell you about a part origin, about your little slide here. But I'm going to get a piece to show you. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay, so this rack here, I can't remember what that part is actually called, but one of the funniest things about it is that these two uprights are literally Ticonderoga pencils.
Oh my God.
From original pack castings, you can actually see here the relief of the Ticonderoga label, and it's visible on the original packs.
Wow.
So it's a hexagonal. You guys got everything exactly right, except it's not a rail; it's a hexagonal pencil.
Wow. I did not know that story.
Oh yeah,
that's awesome.
Let's see. I'm trying to think. Okay. So there is one thing about a Spengler pack that's also really. I'll have to look at my reference, and I might be getting this wrong. So GB fans, please don't pile on me if I get something wrong here. But the Spengler pack specifically has in these two pieces, these two rounds, it's got a kind of a dip and a rise in the middle. It's got a kind of like a high center.
Okay.
It's one of the ways in which, in my head, I identify Spengler castings from the other pack castings. Just a note, just a little bit of esoterica there. I love you guys got that thing. I'm trying to think of, I mean, oh, how much fun.
Well, thank you, Adam. You know, I think a lot of the people on the team are fans. You know, Bill's a big fan, Zach's a big fan, and they put love into this thing. And we Hasbro recognizes that, you know, it's the fans that really drive projects like this. And it's one of those things that's not just like for fans anymore. It's for us to pass down to our kids to create the next generation of fans. And it's really exciting to be part of that. And, you know, Ghostbusters fans are unique. This movie has been around for so long, and there's still new fans coming into the franchise all the time. When you walk around a convention, you see new Ghostbusters fans. And to me, that's really exciting.
Yeah. I'm just so blown away that this is actually going to come to fruition. I've been thinking about stuff like this for so long. And, you know, people are writing to us at Tested asking me to build a version of the toolbox that you have the fake toolbox printed on the Neutrino wand. Because like even that is like you guys are engineering a whole set of experiences for the fans.
Well, I'm glad you noticed that. You know, Jarrett and the team that does the packaging and the branding back at Hasbro, they really also are very much fans, and they love the idea of it's the experience of opening it. It's the idea that it's a story. You're being brought into that world, and that just helps to add to the magic and makes it seem that much more real.
Oh, John, I am like, am I allowed to put it on? Can we put it on me?
I think you can put it on, yeah.
Okay, I'm totally gonna put it on. Should we cut the cameras for a minute? This might not be graceful.
So it's, as you can feel, it's relatively lightweight. This is a prototype material, but we're still shooting for about 15 pounds.
That's nice. It's a lot lighter than mine. It's a lot lighter than any pack I'm ever going to build.
They're usually pretty heavy. So being able to have this thing so you could lug it around at a convention or around your neighborhood, trick-or-treating or whatever, this is one of those things that we wanted to make sure was, you know, 15 pounds or so that it wasn't too cumbersome for people.
That is great, especially for us older cosplayers whose backs are less resilient.
Amen to that.
Okay, so first I want to try unholstering it. So can you connect me up?
Sure, yeah, you got it.
And then second of all, will you turn me on?
So, there we go.
Whoa! Oink! Ooh, ooh. There we go. I'm not caught on anything. Oh. This is great. It actually feels light as a feather. I mean, 15 pounds. This thing is like 30 plus if it weighs an ounce. This feels like I could do this all day long, dude.
Yeah, it's you know, we're still in the prototype stage. We're thinking it's got. There you go. We're thinking it's going to be about 15 pounds final production.
Oh man, I am the happiest kid alive. Right? Oh, I can feel this thing doing its. I see. Yeah, you've got a reel cam in there that's really making the whole thing kind of like shimmy.
Yeah,
that's great. Oh, I turned something off. Oh. No, oh, there we go. Yeah, it's got an order it likes to be turned on in there, doesn't it? Oh. Dude. Are you guys like running around the office all the time? Just like wearing, yeah, you are.
Yeah.
You're nodding.
Absolutely. When we're not having Nerf battles, yeah, absolutely.
So how close am I to being able to get one of these and wear it around a con?
Well, the funding window for the HasLab Proton Pack is open until December 12th at midnight. So, you know, fans to log on to HasbroPulse.com.
I signed up.
And yeah, the more backers we have, the more stretch goals are unlocked. Like
this one, like the connection?
Like the connection hose and our stand. There's this incredible stand that you can unlock as well. That is the final unlock goal.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's very, very cool.
And do you have a rough idea about when this product would hit the store shelves?
We'll start shipping this thing by spring 2023.
Oh, I can wait that long, I guess. Seriously, the amount of work you still have ahead of you to be able to do that is a gigantic, there are so many parts to this, and every part is like a whole infrastructure.
Oh, there's a lot to it, and we're going to continue to have lots of updates on HasbroPulse.com showing the thing in progress. So as fans are on this journey, they can see the process of this thing getting created.
I love that you're opening up the whole cabinet of curiosities and letting people see inside.
I think it's part of the magic, right?
Yeah.
It's Ghostbusters fans, we want to see how things are made, and we want to understand the process. To me, that's one of the most exciting parts, and we got to let people in on the journey.
Well, I also think that, within prop replication, I'm sure you guys have looked into how other companies have done it, and a lot of times you end up in this really difficult price point for a super unforgiving swath of consumers. And you guys are going mass market with this. And I think that one of the places in which consumers often feel left out in the cold by mass market is they don't necessarily feel listened to. But you guys are like, you're listening to the fans, you're responding to them, you're showing that process. What that tells me is that even if everything's not 100% correct, the fans will be like, yeah, we can work with that. We know we've been trying to make the art of the possible happen here.
We're always out there listening to the fans, and a huge thanks to the fans out there, because their passion for this stuff really drives us to continue to do better, to continue to make these things more customizable and more tailored to the needs of, every fan out there, whether they're a Ghostbusters fan, Star Wars fan, a Marvels fan, Transformers fan. Hasbro's really trying to think about all these different fandoms and how we can deliver the best products for them.
Amazing. So you're going to have an activation at like one of the most haunted places in America? Get everyone with their proton packs to go?
Oh, yeah. I think we live in New England, so.
Oh, yeah, there you go. You got plenty of stuff. I think there's an insane asylum down in the South somewhere I visited. It's supposed to be one of them. Yeah. Dude, thank you so much for bringing this and showing this to me.
I'm going to carefully
awesome. Let you take it off. It is... Seriously, we used to joke at Industrial Light and Magic, we'd finish building a spaceship model that might, be like a $2 million model, and then get to the shooting stages, we had to push it across the street. Like we had to push this $2 million thing into traffic. The ships from Galaxy Quest all made this journey into traffic and across the shooting stages. Thank you guys for bringing this across the country to let me play. Dude.
Cool.
Amazing.
Thank you.